As you noticed, I'm making several videos again. And I'm doing that because my anxiety is going through the roof. I wouldn't be making the videos actually if I hadn't started trying to clean the room. But as always, well, what do I do with it? What's the correct, for as silly as it may sound, what is the correct way to organize a room? Isn't it funny how somebody made up feng shui? Actually, said, hey, if you feng shui, this is the particular way something has to be done. I guess somebody's brain figured out that they needed a step 1, step 2. Unfortunately, I can't feng shui. I have way too much stuff. And it's just everywhere. Pack rat, hoarder, whatever you want. Hoarder. We'll be honest here. Hoarder for many years. Many, many years. And whereas I'm not actively collecting so much anymore, except for every once in a while, an imbalance can cause us to do that. It's still here. I've told my family that, especially like my mom, that I'm okay with letting it go now. I can't be the one to do it because there is a reason my brain wants to hold on to these things. It's created these connections with things based on what ifs and imaginary sentimental reasons. Not real sentimental reasons. I have some things for that too. But imaginary ones. And you name it. There's connections to these things. They're not real connections though. But unfortunately, when there's an imbalance, the brain gets stuck with that. And for as much as you're like, well, now that you've realized that, now you can let go of things. No. If you have a memory with somebody that happens a certain way, can you just make that memory different? Can you just pretend that memory is different? You can pretend. I mean, you can wish that it was, but to actually change the memory, you can't. So in your mind, the memory that you made when you picked up this can of WD-40, I don't know, and thought, hey, I could do something with that. It's empty, but I could do something with it. Artistic. I know I could. And then your mind came with all these little lovely things, and you thought, ooh, happy memory, right? Right? Because you came up with, yay. Yeah. And now that's stuck in your head, and that's what's keeping you holding on to that empty can. What's another good one? The paperwork. Oh, that's a bad one for me because of being the whole single mom and I need to hold on to this paperwork because it proves things, right? It's in the court of law, an actual document proves something, right? So if I ever have to prove something, I've got that document, and I've got every other document since. Even ones that might not necessarily be needed to keep, but they will back up. They will back up everything else. So I am the paperwork queen, let me tell you. Maybe not. There might be worse people out there. But the point is, yeah, I got a lot of paperwork. It's everywhere. I complain about Benji's Legos. My paperwork is everywhere. Oh, it's awful. And I keep it because I have this strange need for it. Well, I don't actually need it, but my brain says I do. And like I said, well, because it can back up proof, right? And even things that I could possibly get rid of, I can't, because a lot of times we keep paperwork because it has our privacy stuff on it, our social security numbers, things like that. And well, okay, all right, okay, I can get rid of that, right? I'll just shred it. Oh wait, hold on. In a movie I saw where they shredded stuff, really shredded stuff, and then they put it back together again. They were able to read. Oh no, I can't shred it. That's not enough. Okay, so I'll put it in a big bucket of water. Right? That'll destroy it. How long? I've done this. Do you know how long it takes to really destroy paper? A lot of paper. We're talking stacks and stacks of paper to the point where it's not readable anymore. That paper is durable. And that ink is lasts forever. Oh my gosh. What is it? When it comes to receipts, it fades within 2 days. You're like, no, I need this to prove I bought that toaster oven. But when it comes to that paperwork, ooh, it lasts for a lifetime. And it really does. So then you think, okay, I'll just use it in a fire. Well, how often do you have a fire where you're going to use all that paperwork to throw in there? Not to mention, are you really supposed to throw that ink, all that colorful ink in there? And Yeah, because I saw a movie once where somebody got sick because they breathed in the fumes from a fire that was happening because of ink from paperwork. Oh, now we can't, because, I mean, I could set the fire, but then I can't be around it. And you're not supposed to leave a fire in a tent. You see how the brain just keeps coming up with all these different reasons as to why it can't do it. Isn't it sad how stuck we can get sometimes? And it's funny because I know there's people that say, well, T, if you kind of have the answers to the brain, how come you're still sick? How come you're still dealing with your depression and anxiety and psychosis and, whatever else? Because who knows, maybe this whole theory is just one big psychosis. Well, that's why. Because there's times, I know, I'll be honest, there's times where I'm depressed, but not depressed where I can't do something. It's more like a just indifferent feeling, but I know that with a little bit of prodding, I could get up and move. It's true. It's true. Pretty much all depressed people do have moments like that. There's a reason for that, but I'll go into that later. So then why? Why not, in those moments where the light's shining, why not try to change things? I'll tell you, it's real simple. Remember that black and white side of the brain? Needs to know what to expect. Well, when you've been hurt and when things haven't made sense so much in your life, or in big ways, or whatever it is that your brain gets stuck on, it has to affect both sides, the thinking and the feeling side. But when that happens, your functional side just doesn't trust. It can't trust. Why should it? Have you given it a reason to? Has the world given it a reason to? No, it's given plenty of reasons why it shouldn't. And even though there might be some reasons why, the brain can trust, we tend to look at the negative more than the positive, right? A lot of times, especially when we're in those moods. Because the facts are, okay, those wonderful moments did happen and they didn't hurt us, and okay. But for the ones that did hurt us and didn't make sense, that's what we're going to get stuck on. That hurts. It doesn't make sense. So, why should I play by the rules of the world when the rules don't make sense? When the world doesn't make sense? Even when I have moments where I could get up and do something and change my life. Why should I? And one of the reasons this is happening is because in that black and white side of the brain, the functional side, needs to know what to expect. Unless you can give me, for a fact, not your facts, my facts, truths, not your truths, my truths, proof that making that change will make an actual, real difference. No, it's not going to happen. And unfortunately, it's to the point sometimes it's not even just about the facts and the truth. It's actually about get out your crystal ball. Oh, you don't have one? Wait, you do, but it's broken. Oh, well then, never mind. It's not going to happen. Because if you can't show me for a fact, to the point where actually showing me the future and how that little change that I'll make will actually mean something, it's not going to happen. My brain's going to say, why should I? And then it's going to answer, nope, I don't need to. That's why. Sorry, and I'm still here. Because I just, oof. In a little bit here, Benji and I are going to make a video. Because a friend has been asking for us, a little video where Benji and I do something together. And it's a good thing. It makes him feel good. It makes me feel good. Yay. I'll pay for it later. Oh, yeah. We haven't talked about that, have we? About why it is that sometimes you actually fear doing better. Because it's almost like your brain comes back and attacks you later on, even more so. Just because you have that moment where the clouds clear and you can feel a little like doing something and changing something. But then later on, you pay for it. It's like when the depression or the anxiety comes back, it comes back even stronger. Yeah. I'll have to explain more about that later. I'm just kind of rambling right now. I'm just kind of angry. I got really angry last night. Started writing a whole new book. This one's about, well, I've decided I'm just going to do little books. They're basically chapters, but I'm going to call them books because, well, it's a little success. To be able to say I have published another book, even though it's just a chapter, that's a little tiny success. Instead of having to do all the book at once to make it an actual book with all of its chapters, I'm doing it little bit by little bit. Because they say all or nothing thinking is bad. Well, it's not necessarily bad because there are times when we do need that all or nothing thinking, right? Yeah. Like in Oklahoma. It's me or all. Wait a minute. No, hold on. Sorry. Nope, my brain's trying to stop me from singing anyway, so never mind. But yeah, it's not the worst thing. It's not the best thing. It's not the worst thing. It's actually just kind of just a normal thing. It's a normal process in the brain, the all or nothing thinking. But yeah, it can stop us, especially when the brain is more on that need side. But yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry because and I get angry sometimes. I watch that chat room scroll by and I just want to scream. I watch these people say things. I don't know who they are, kids, adults, and they're talking about their lives and how they just don't understand. And it hurts because, it hurts when they're adults too. But it hurts when they're kids because they haven't even had a chance. Some of those adults are like, yeah, my depression started 10 years ago, which means they got to go through a little bit of life without having to, fight with depression. They do know a little bit what it's like to not be blind. Not that being blind is a bad thing, it's the same. But these kids, it just breaks your heart. And then the ones I actually talk to, like in PM, I'll be honest, I sometimes can't get on the website because of them. Because it just won't, I can't. So instead, I just get angry. Because I know there's something I can do about it. I just need to do it. But just like the cleaning the room thing, do I? Do I really need to? Yeah, I need to. I need to help these people. Oh, do you? Do you know for a fact that what you're telling them is actually helping them? In fact, here's an even bigger one. Do you know for a fact that what you're telling them isn't hurting them more? What if I'm actually making the problem worse? Hold on one second, Benj. That's the kicker. I mean, if I'm not actually helping them, then at least my just company is helping, right? Then at least I can at least say, yeah, I can go online to talk to them, if nothing else. Even if I'm not helping them, I'm helping them, I'm not hurting them. But what if I am hurting them? What if what I'm doing is making it worse for them and we just don't know it yet because it just hasn't hit yet? Yeah, it makes it really difficult to go online sometimes for that. I keep pushing because I know for a fact I'm right. Psychosis or not, I don't know. Necessity is the mother of invention. What do you want?